We need basketball more than ever. So, news last week that the BIG3 League is planning to televise a quarantined reality show / preseason basketball tournament has a ton of people, including yours truly, very excited. So, we've had a few former NBA players commit to this tournament already, but in today's video, I'm going to do a fantasy draft and tell you who else needs to be on this team. Hey guys, my name is Troy. I am the host of the Half Court Report YouTube channel. Real quick, before we get started today, if you like the NBA and if you like videos like this, would love for you to subscribe to this channel. New fresh content coming out all the time. Also, hit me up on Twitter at Half Court Report. So with everything going on in the world right now, people that have scheduled events are really having to think outside the box, and that includes the organizers of the BIG3 League. So details are still getting worked out on this, but looks like it's going to take place in early May before the BIG3's fourth season starts up in June. I'm talking about this preseason tournament. It'll be a 3-week tournament where all the participants, players, coaches, and referees, they're going to be quarantined together, all in one house. So if you've seen the show Big Brother, it's very similar to that, but except there's going to be basketball games played. That's kind of cool. So throughout this tournament, the players will be getting points depending on how well they do and how well their team does. Then the player with the most points at the end gets a big prize. So that sounds like a lot of fun, and I think we're at the point where people are just hoping for anything new to watch. So I want to give you my own little fantasy draft and tell you about 10 players that I would love to see in this tournament. These are players that I think would enhance the tournament because not only would they be a lot of fun to watch in a game, but I think they'd be a lot of fun to watch quarantined in a house with other folks, and I really think they would add something to this event. My first pick is going to be Jimmer Fredette, the Jimmer. So Jimmer Fredette, he bounced around the NBA's first few years in the league. Since then, he's played in China, and most recently, he's been playing in Greece. So since he was at BYU, he has been a really fun player to watch, and I think it would be a lot of fun to see him in the BIG3. Jimmer is a flat-out scorer. So the BIG3 has 4-point zones where a player can shoot, and also rules of the BIG3 determine that a game isn't over until a team scores at least 50 points. So scoring is very important in the BIG3. Jimmer averaged close to 40 points in one season for China, and also he got 75 points in a single game too, so I would love to see him light it up in the BIG3. Boom goes the dynamite. My next pick is going to be Nick Young. So Nick Young, aka Swaggy P, has been out of the league since he played a few games with the Nuggets last year. He's always been a pretty streaky shooter, but he's also always been very competitive, and I think he would add a lot to the BIG3. He's fun to watch, and then quarantined in the house, I think he's always going to have something to say. So let's get him on the team.
I don't really want to be interviewed right now. I want to go turn up.
Sorry about that. We'll leave you alone. My next pick is Sabrina Ionescu. So I really like this pick. A little bit of a background on Sabrina. She just completed her senior season at the University of Oregon. She is the NCAA all-time leader in triple-doubles for men's and women's teams in any division. It's a lot of players. Also, she's the only Division I player to record 2,000 points, 1,000 assists, and 1,000 rebounds in her career. She's almost 6 feet tall, so I don't know that size would be a huge issue when she's playing. She's a pretty capable shooter. She's always good at getting the ball to her teammates in the right spots. This woman is supremely talented, and the BIG3 has talked about adding women to the team this year, and Ionescu would be a great place to start. She had also become pretty good friends with Kobe Bryant, and she considered him a mentor before he passed. So maybe a little bit of a way to add some Mamba mentality to the BIG3 this year. Next up, I want to see Dirk play again. Dirk Nowitzki, let's get him in the BIG3. We saw a video a couple weeks back of him with his minivan in the mud, and Darren Williams came to help him out after he got stuck. So get this guy back on the basketball court. What's he got going on? Actually, with him playing in this league, he would be going against guys his own age too, so that would be a lot of fun. Ice Cube, make it happen. Let's get Dirk on the Big 3. My next pick is Angelo Ball. And okay, I'll be honest here, I've only seen this guy play on YouTube, but with Lonzo being under contract in the NBA, LaMelo preparing for the draft, we've only got one Ball brother to choose from, so let's get LiAngelo. Remember, this is a guy who scored 72 points in a high school game. I would love to see LeVar fighting with his coach. He's living in the house with all these former NBA players. Put it in my veins. LiAngelo in the Big 3.
He's selling out arenas. He's making all his players better.
The next pick in my fantasy draft is Ray Allen. So, I haven't heard from Ray in a few years. He's in his mid-40s now. He hasn't played ball since the 2014 season. So, hey, what's he up to? Let's get him off the couch and let's get him in the Big 3 tournament. It's kind of like what I was saying about Jimmer. With his range, this guy can shoot it from anywhere. One of the best shooters, maybe the best shooter of all time. You know, he'll hit like 4 or 5 of those 4-point shots per game. And I'm also personally really partial to Ray Allen. Let's get Jesus Shuttlesworth on this team.
Jay right in his face, and then you look at him, and then you say, what?
For this next pick, I like what he would bring to the court and to TV, Stephon Marbury. One reason is obvious. The dude is the biggest basketball player in China. The viewers for this show with Marbury on the team would be enormous. Plus, the guy can still play. He did retire a couple seasons ago, but his last season in China, he was still averaging 34 minutes a game and about 15, 16 points per game. So do you think this guy can get some run in the Big 3? I definitely can. And he's got a big personality. I'd love to see him interacting with the other people in the quarantine house. The next guy in my fantasy draft is going to be Adam Morrison. Do we remember this guy? He was a superstar when he played college ball at Gonzaga. People were calling him the next Larry Bird. Well, for whatever reason or another, whether it's health issues or whether just not being able to compete in the NBA, he flamed out of the league after only a few years. But let's get him on a Big 3 court, kind of like a redemption story. Let's see what he can do. I think he's even shaved his mustache now, so we won't even recognize him. For my next pick, I'm bringing Linsanity into the Big 3 house. Jeremy Lin. So Jeremy Lin has been out of the NBA since last year. He's been playing overseas. I think his reputation from the Linsanity days always kind of overshadowed the type of player that he really was. But I do think it would be fun to see him in a tournament like this. The guy is super competitive. He is really well spoken, which would make for great interviews and great TV. I think he can really be a leader among his teammates. He's got that following both locally and overseas from NBA fans and non-NBA fans. And for my final pick in the Big 3 fantasy draft, I gotta go with J.R. Smith. So I want to see this guy play in the Big 3 so bad because you never know what he's going to do. Is he going to dribble out the clock when the game is tied and send it to overtime? Is he going to throw soup at a coach? What soups would be good to throw at people? Probably something thick and creamy like a clam chowder or a lobster bisque. Or maybe something with a lot of heavy vegetables in it.
Not for you!
Can players get ejected from a Big 3 game? Because if so, I think J.R. Smith would test that rule. Even with all his antics though, he can still play. He's a great shooter. He can get hot from long range. He'll score lots of points. Can he help a team in a meaningful way? I don't know, not always. Not so sure about that. But he'll put eyes on the Big 3 tournament, and that's what this is all about. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Are you excited to hear basketball is coming back? Are you psyched for the Big 3 like I am? Who are some players that you'd like to see in the league? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Also, would mean so much if you like this video and consider subscribing to this channel. I'm going to have another video coming out very soon. So until then, my name is Troy. This is the Half Court Report, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, one more thing. Here's some more videos to check out on the Half Court Report channel. I hope you like them, and thanks for watching.